Hey, everybody's here already. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna sit down. I hope this rain doesn't start messing with the connection. Let me see. Can you hear me?
Of course, loud and clear.
Oh, okay then, because I know this rain is about to start getting crazy, and I hope it don't mess up the connection on my end. So I hope you got strong Wi-Fi. We don't need no Teddy Riley vibes up in here. Are you seriously about to do hookah while we on here? Oh, we getting real comfortable. Hold on a second. Let me get a little bit closer.
Since I ain't get my invite to, sipping chats.
Well, that we'll talk about that later. What happened with
Yeah,
that? So, I want to introduce everybody to Remo. We have Remo here tonight. We're going to be discussing pop culture, his fashion line, and all of the things above, especially everything that's happening right now. So, introduce yourself to everybody.
what's going on, everybody? I'm Remo. I'm designer of Rich Threads Clothing out of Brooklyn, New York. And, I'm just here, man, with the homie.
So, how do we meet each other? Because I know you.
We met at the art gallery
Yes.
through Tricks.
Shout out to Tricks,
Yeah, shout
the
out to the
homie.
homie.
So, you're originally from Brooklyn, right?
Yes, indeed.
Did you study fashion in college?
No, I never actually studied fashion. I went to City Tech College. I actually played basketball there. And I was more into my major was engineering. Then the math was just too crazy for me. So I ended up
Yeah.
switching it to what the hell was it? Just to get the grades right. I think I did community service, community mental health. And that kind of helped me not realizing that, it helped me engage with people a little bit easier, understand different types of people in the world, which made it easier for what I do now.
Oh, okay then. That's crazy. I was just talking to my homegirl about that the other day that we should have been in the engineer building, but the engineer math is nothing to play with. Engineers came out of school making top dollar right after
That's a fact.
graduation. All the business majors, we all kind of like struggled to find our little niche after graduating. So discuss the brand Richie Thread. Where did that name come from?
Rich threads. It's
Rich
pronounced
Threads. I'm sorry. Which?
rich, yeah, rich threads. It's just rich in French with the E. So that's
Okay.
how you get it. It's like a rich at the end. So it's rich threads. I just wanted something that confuse people, like like Balmain versus Balmain, or people really got to be familiar with the brand to pronounce it a certain way, and then who's your ongoing customers and things like that.
So how long have you been in this business?
And the
How
business
long have you been
itself,
designing for Rich Threads? How long?
registered 10 years. What I know to know what I'm doing, 5. I hit a curve where like I have to really sit back and like let me learn actual fabrics, let me understand the language of fashion. And for the last 5 years I think I probably pretty much got my feet wet like that.
So where did you start out designing? Like what did you
I,
start?
s-
Like you know how everybody started with their brand. Everybody starts out with something. Like what was your signature design when you first started to promote your brand?
it was actually people best knew us for the teddy bear. That was like the go-to thing. But it started out as a needle and thread, and the thread kind of spelled rich threads, kind of play on with the that type of feel. And then it kind of transitioned into just like a classic almost over rather than like graphics itself. So it transitioned more from like a street brand to more of a lifestyle brand, an everyday brand.
And so how you said you had to actually learn fabric and learn. Did you take any type of courses or anything like that, or did you just kind of like just learn by fly,
I
learn by
had
trial and
two.
error?
I was kind of under the tutelage of one person named Rain. She kind of worked in the industry. She's worked for the big fashion houses, and another female named Carmela, who kind of taught me the language of ordering garments overseas. Because you got to know what you're talking about, or they'll try to get over on you. So she kind of
What do you mean
taught
by
me how
that?
to like, um, knowing how much a certain garment should cost in a bundle. When they say freight on board, FOB, certain little languages they put in it, and if you don't know what they're talking about, they can take advantage of you. But I had to more learn
Mm.
that side of it, so they not really getting over on me, and I'm requesting what I'm asking for. So like having to learn to develop tech packs, which is basically like the blueprint of the garment that you are asking for, from the collar down to the inside label. So you have to learn all of these steps.
So I asked you which was the inspiration behind the name. You just said it was like a play on words. What made you really want to kind of like dive deep into the fashion industry?
I'm bored of like where fashion was going, because at one point it was like heavy on the streetwear with Stussy and Bake came out. You had Rich Young, a lot of Staples. It has stuff like that, but it got so saturated to the point where the fly dudes that was wearing it prior, that could actually obtain these things,
Hmm.
everybody was able to get them at one point, and nobody was standing out anymore. So I was like, you know what?
Mm.
I want to start playing around with garments, because I always kind of figured, I thought to myself I could dress.
Right.
So what will make me not, put my name on something and actually play along with certain designs, whether it be sneakers, whether it be certain jeans, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Just come outside and look presentable, but with my
So
name on it.
explain the reality behind building this brand because you build it from the ground up, correct?
Yeah, it's a lot. If anybody said that they put out a design, they made $1 million in a year, that's a lie. Like, you know what I mean? It's stepping stones. Depending on if you have investors, depending on the type of influence you have, where you are as a person in life, there's a lot that goes into it. But everybody's travel isn't the same,
Right. So what kind of
for sure.
challenges did you have in the beginning when you first started doing it? Because you said you've been doing it for 10 years, but like 5 years, you've been seeing progression in the last five? Or would you say
Yeah,
like
that's when we
like
kind
the
of
first the first five was the first five was rough?
the first five was like kind of trial and error. So we started
Okay.
out, the first year was just 12 shirts. We just put out 12 shirts, and everything was screen printed, and everything was done in the US. We could only find, you know what I mean, like printing, like you might get like a puffing print. There's nothing unique you could really find out here like that,
Hmm.
because it's basically you buying a gilded shirt, and we was cutting out tags and sewing our own tags in it. It was real fraudulent. I ain't gonna hold you, but as we went along, we had our own label tags. We had basically our own design made on the computer from scratch.
Hmm. And then that's how you just kind of like went up from there.
So yeah, that's where we took it from, and then we figured out as we got older. Well, as we got older, and you want to look a certain way. You don't want to be that guy looking like a teenager, and you're a grown man. You look crazy. So we kind of played along with the fashion, along with your age and where you going. You could still go out to a meeting with something like this, with like a blazer, with some
Right.
shoes and some jeans, or whether it be, I mean, just like playing along with your lifestyle, basically.
So is this your only thing
So
that
that
you
was the,
do? Is this the only thing that you do? Is Rich
I do
Thread?
some, no, I actually still work because I got to keep the teeth clean. You know what I mean? But on a full time basis, I still do work. But on the 24 hours, you still got to find time for your hustle. So this is another hustle that I do. I do
How you
graphic designer
managing
for
doing
some
that?
brands, that remain. And
How you managing that? Because you have a
you
full
you
you
just
have a
got to find the
family.
time.
You have a family, a functioning
I got a
family.
family. I got 3 kids.
You have three kids.
That's a fact.
I didn't know you had another
Three
kid.
kids, wife. Yeah, I got an old one, 13, 13, 6, and 1.
So you got three kids, a business, and you still working. How do you manage to be able to put all of your energy into your brand that you're still building? And when will you be able to honestly say you don't need your job anymore? Because
It's
you're in between
hard.
two worlds. You working for somebody, you working for yourself.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna be hard to say I'm gonna walk away from it, but eventually, when I feel as though I'm still waiting for my heavy investor to come in, where I could break down a percentage and say, all right, you know what? This is what I need in order for me to walk away. Oh, it's raining out here.
No, I can see it. So is it
Yeah,
like is the
I'm
job of
outside.
security? You
I gotta
outside?
I'm outside. I gotta relocate.
Yes, please. I said it was raining.
In Brooklyn, it ain't raining yet. But we
Nah,
about
it's
to
pouring
relocate
up
now.
here. Like, hold on,
But
everybody.
no, we can still talk. I multitask. This is what I do.
See, that's a lot going on right there. The multitasking.
Listen, this is what you gotta do, man. But yeah, I just feel as though like I'm just waiting for the time where somebody's gonna retire me. Eventually it'll come, but it's under my term.
What do you mean retire you? See, now we got him going in the house. He already came on here with the hookah and the wine. He came with the vibe. He definitely showed up with a vibe. Now we gotta wait for his Wi-Fi in Brooklyn to reload again for him to come back because now it's buffering. You heard me talking crap about
You
you?
got what you say?
I said you came on here with a vibe. You came on here with the hookah and the wine
With the
for a
whole vibe.
vibe. You came with the vibe.
With
Like
the,
we about to get crazy on here. Now we gotta
yeah.
now the rain is coming. Now we gotta wait for you to relocate the vibe.
Don't worry, we're gonna get it done though. For sure.
Look at the vibe.
All right, we can do it. I'm ready.
In the rain? It's a
We're going in
Brooklyn
right
thing.
now.
It definitely is a Brooklyn thing.
It's a thing,
I'm looking at the
multitasking.
comment section, multitasking. I don't know why you
Yeah,
thought
this
going
this what
outside
we
was a
do.
good idea. This is probably the most off script interview ever.
Ever. Listen, you gotta save it for me. This is what I do. But all right, we back.
So I was gonna ask you, like, what tools from your upbringing inspired your drive like this? Like your drive, like
So
you in, yeah. What tools from your upbringing?
um I don't know if I really had tools for this upbringing. I just like enjoying the life. Like, you know what I mean, day by day, like minute by minute. There's no real tools for me doing this. It's just saying I want to try something, and if I'm good at it, I'm gonna keep going. I'm not the
Have you
quitter
helped
type.
people
And
in the past? I'm sorry to cut you up, but have you helped people in the past that have surpassed you? Where you at?
yeah, yeah. I don't see. My thing is, I don't mind. I don't mind helping others because my my results and your results doesn't have to mirror one another. And
Hmm.
especially in fashion, like the cult fashion designers, they're very selfish. They're not
Why you say
willing to
that?
really, they're not really willing to help those because they kind of keep all the secrets to themselves. So the ones that I'm willing to give knowledge to or speak to, I don't mind because what's I like good competition basically. We can have the same location that makes the same clothes, but my shit gonna come out better
No,
just
why you
because
say
of
that?
just because of what I believe in myself as far as designing.
So you mean like, when Kanye was like, he was trying to go ahead and push his brand and he was like, it ain't Ralph though. Remember that whole like interview and everything else? Like he was just trying to get into the fashion industry, but it was like the gatekeepers of the fashion houses really wasn't trying to accept. I mean, I really don't care for all of Kanye's designs, but you know what I'm saying? Like he was really just trying to get his foot in the fashion houses, but they really wasn't trying to accept exactly what he was doing. So when you say like the people in the fashion industry like keep a lot of secrets, they keep everything to themselves. Why do you think it's that way though? Like when people are trying to enter into the fashion world, it seems really hard to break into the fashion world because you don't have like a Rich Threads. It's developing into more than just streetwear. It's not just
Yeah.
streetwear.
All right. This is the thing. They fed somebody like a Kanye West because of his influence alone. He doesn't have to have the quote unquote blueprint of fashion. He just has the influence, and he has certain things that he has knowledge of. And what's great about that is
Hmm.
he can reach places that Louis Vuitton can't reach because of people like Virgil. So they'll hire like a Virgil to come in and touch that audience that they really can't obtain. And Kanye comes with Kanye and his influence and certain styles that's groundbreaking. That's not traditional in fashion. So I think
Mm,
Nike kind of messed up with that.
right. I remember the Nike deal when they like poor Kanye. That's another thing. That's another topic for another day.
Shout out to Kanye
So
though,
what's
because
the overall?
he did pull off that Gap deal.
That's like I said, that's another topic. I don't know what he wants to
All
do
right,
as
all
far
right.
as
Mm-hmm.
we don't know where Kanye is in his mental state. I think he has pushed the boundaries, but within him pushing boundaries and wanting to be in certain social circles, he also paved the way. It was like, I'm gonna push the envelope, but I also want you to accept the fact that I'm pushing the envelope.
Mm-hmm. Which I
That's how I
respect.
took it. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to, and I think that was what everyone was kind of saying. Like, you don't have to fit in. You're Kanye West. You don't really need these people. You don't need that machine like somebody else. You could just do it on your own. Why do you want the notoriety of a fashion house? Why do you want Anna Wintour to be front row at your show? Why do you want that? Why do you want that? You know, that acceptance, even though you're kind of like paving the way for yourself. You know what
Because
I mean?
those are
So
the
I
gate.
say that to you,
Th-
like,
those are the gatekeepers,
but who
though.
said?
It
But who said?
it's just how it goes. Like certain write ups by certain writers say what's the Pantone color for the year. Look at it like this:
Right,
Yeezy changed the whole look of the moth and earth tones. That wasn't like a real
right.
thing,
No,
and
it
he
really
for like the
wasn't.
last 5 years.
That
So
grunge
like
heroin
the
look,
way,
that garbage look. No,
yeah,
it's the
but it
grunge look.
became
It's
a
like a
thing.
grunge. Yeah, it's a real thing. Like that grunge heroin look. Like it looks like really. It's nude. You could play off on any different type of color you want to play off of it. But I mean, come on now. He got a pair of clear pumps that was like $900. You know what I mean? But it was easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I was just saying. When you were just saying that they kind of like keep it secret, do you think it's more so fear that you're surpassed them, or is it just like this is just for us? We're the gatekeepers. We keep it in between the gatekeepers when you're trying to break into those different doors in the fashion industry. Because you've had runway shows, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done New York Fashion Week twice now. I've done a couple smaller shows. I've done pops, and to bounce off your question, like with the whole gatekeepers and like certain stylists and certain design don't respect you if you can't sew. I can't sew. That's
So
a
is that like
whole
an issue?
that's a whole nother topic in itself. Not with me. I don't have a problem with it, but certain people won't even give you the props and respect because they feel like you haven't gone through the certain channels of like
Mm,
the schooling of fashion or whatever. But today's more of the influence, like V Lone dudes from Harlem, but they have the
right.
influence, they got the following, and it's a brand to the point where Nike wanted to collaborate with them. Like Virgil didn't have to go to Louis Vuitton. Off White was a large enough entity, but they
It
seen
could
his
have been.
influence and brought him in.
So
So
how
what
you
they
feel
did with
about the
that
culture
move,
vultures? How you feel about the
uh,
culture vultures? Because have you seen any of your clothes mimicked in like other companies? Have you
I
seen anybody steal your stuff?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I've seen a lot of brands pull from my looks and really damn near copy sew to sew, stitch to stitch, and their brands just as on my level. It's disgusting, but people usually say you should be flattered by imitation.
No,
I don't
imitation is
mind
not
it.
flattering.
I don't. Yeah, I don't mind it, but it's like, come on, though. Like we're not even. It's not even the point where I'm making billions of items and you have to bootleg or you have like just be creative. Not saying I don't pull from prior generations of fashion. You might play along with certain things that you see, but to straight up jack every little item that's part of it, nah, I'm not with that at all.
I'm gonna pin your website right now. So it's www dot, right?
Yeah, richstores.com. Let me type it in.
No, I'm gonna pin it in right now, so everybody can
All
have
right.
a look at what you have, and you can let me know if I have it right or not. So it's Riche threads, right? Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
I can only pin my comment.
Are you fancy?
I can only pin the comments. I have it here, so when everybody kind of jump in on it, they can kind of go ahead and see it. So I wanted to ask you, like, so how has COVID affected your business?
To be honest, I was kind of scared at first with the whole COVID movement because I was
Why you
kind of
say
like,
that?
oh, nobody really has money to shop, and I felt kind of guilty by taking people's money who couldn't pay rent and all of that. And so I said, you know what, let me put out a sale, and it was bubbling. The sale ended, and I thought people were going somewhere. Then Atlanta opened up, and people kept shopping. So COVID actually did better than I thought. We got a lot of sales. Surprisingly, a lot of the garments that we put together actually flew, and we're pretty much almost out of everything that we produced this summer and spring. So it
So
did
where
as
were
well.
you when you first heard that this was about to go down, though? Did you believe it? Did you not believe it?
Um, I believed it. I believed it all the way through because I was actually going to work and seeing and hearing people dying and driving past hospitals and seeing, tow trucks, ice trucks, and all this. So I'm like, all right, the reality of it is accurate. It's here. I didn't think it was gonna slow down like like the market like it did as far as like businesses and stuff like that. Surprisingly, people still were shopping, so it did me well.
No, I think we were. I think
Selfishly,
we all was kind of waiting for the outside to open because I think everybody was shopping because we didn't know what season we was coming out of this COVID. Like we literally came out in summer. Like nobody knew what season, so everybody was just shopping like just in case we come
yeah.
out, just in case. So like, what are you doing to prepare for like maybe say like something like this in the future? How do you make sure that your business will stay afloat no matter what? Because COVID affected, I think, physical businesses, and you have like an online business, correct?
Yeah, you need a few boutiques here and there, but the with us, COVID never stopped any production. We were still pumping designs. We got full ready to roll out. So like September, second week of September, we should have items here to start presenting, and we ready. So
Have
it
you
really
thought
didn't
about
stop
doing a
anything
digital
for us.
fashion show? 'Cause it's gonna be a while before we
We
can go ahead and get into
discussed
the
it.
crowd.
Yeah, we did discuss it, and I think it's something that we're gonna do. It's just the fact of how we're gonna roll it out, whether it be pre-recorded and then release a website where everybody can view. Because you want the best visual aspect of it, rather than
Did
like
you see the fashion designer who did the digital fashion show? It was
with
like
the like
everything was
it looked
glowing in
like
the
he's
dark.
walking in the
Yeah,
clothing.
it was scary, but it was dope.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that was
definitely was
cool.
scary.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
ever
that
thought
was
about
cool.
probably
That
doing
was
something
cool.
like that?
That was cool.
I mean, it's a little bit imitation, but I mean, I think it'd be dope to have something like that. Maybe like a digital model.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the technology they use is the only thing that would stumble me in that how they use the actual garments on like a ghost model silhouette. Like I'll have to look into that.
I think I know. I think I know somebody that could do it though. I'm a find the. I think I know somebody who can digitally do that for you and make it like it move. It's probably my daughter, honestly. You know, these little kids is real smart. Like it's real.
Yeah,
Like
they 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 know it all. Yeah,
they're
yeah,
definitely
they know
really
it all.
smart. So I wanted to also ask, like, so who are your fashion inspirations? Who like name five designers, top five designers right now.
Um, I like Karl Lagerfeld. He was
Okay,
well. He not a designer, but he worked in the fashion house, so
right.
he's one.
Well, very
I
well
don't
respected.
not only designers. I'm more like big on like influences of fashion. Like
So
I'm
who's your
big.
biggest? Okay, so give. So all right. So do it this way. Give me. You still got to give me five
I
designers
got
and top five fashion influencers.
all right. So I'm gonna go with. I'm still big on ASAP Rocky for whatever reason. I'm stuck
Hmm.
on shit that he do. I like him. I like Dej
Well,
Loaf.
why do you like ASAP? Dej Low? Really?
I like her. I like her aura and the way she puts things together. I like
You
her
like
now.
Dej
Like
Low
her
fashion aesthetic?
her crossover ability because she could get girly and then she could get like masculine with certain looks, and it
She
kind of
got a
fits my brain.
non-binary thing going on. She got a non-binary thing going
And I
on
and
there.
I li-
That's probably
and
why.
I like it because a lot of females do wear my brand as well,
Okay,
so I'm big with that.
that was two. I need three more.
Um, as far as like aesthetics and certain things, I'm big on Jeremy Scott. I always thought
Really?
his stuff was like, yeah, his stuff was like so world bending, with putting wings and patent leather and furs and
I
things
like
like that.
Jeremy Scott.
That was always so dope to me. Um, you could go with the Rihanna's, the non-apologetic feel. I like that. Like, Tiana Taylor, she's another one.
I don't think I've
Um,
actually modeled Tiana Taylor's style too much, but I like Rihanna's.
I like how see my eyes are just a little bit different because I like the crossover ability of their outfits because it's not
No, I
always
get
just a
what you're
type.
saying.
Hmm.
I mean, Rihanna looks like she has effortless style. Like whatever she puts on, like she had the hoodie and the tutu and she went outside to protest. Like not too many people can pull off Rihanna's look. Like Rihanna doesn't have a look that anybody else can pull off but her. Like her look is just one of a kind. Like nobody
Hmm.
else can pull that off. I don't know. Like Tiana Taylor, she's a little bit more, I think she's my height. I can see her style, it seems a little bit more realistic. Rihanna seems a little bit
Hmm.
more avant-garde. Like she seems a little bit more avant-garde, more, I don't know,
This
like
world.
definitely more, yeah, more avant-garde. Like she looks more Met Gala every day opposed to just regular ready to wear. I definitely have to take a look at Dej Love.
Hmm.
I've never looked at Dej Love like that. Where is she? Where is Dej
I
Love? I
don't
haven't
know,
seen or heard
but
anything.
when she pops out, I notice it though. Like I mean, I like certain things that she wears. I'm
So
big
we
on
got
Takashi Murakami, the
okay.
Japanese designer. I'm big on
Mhm.
him. I've always been like interested in the way Bape handles things because they always
Okay.
find a way to revamp and recirculate their looks. And from afar, I'm a big Kanye guy.
I
I'm
get
just
it.
I just find it so I just find it so interesting how he sets a vision and
Mhm.
changes the world with it. Like we wearing slides with eggshell colors, and like is a thing. Like you
I
know,
think I think Kanye is his worst enemy. I feel like he probably dreams in color and he can do so much more. But I just think, he's probably in a prison in his head. So that's probably why he can't be as productive. I mean,
he
I
does a
liked
lot of
his
talking.
fashion show. Yeah, but I liked his fashion show that he does. Every fashion show he's did was like a production. I've never seen fashion shows do any of that before. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Season one, Yeezy season one, season two, like, outside, the clear thigh high boots, the the jackets, everything. I mean, that's just my opinion. So you have a
I
small
got one honorable
business.
mention too. I got one
What?
honorable
What's the honorable
mention.
mention?
I really like the way Pierre Moss is kind of like heading Reebok.
Yes.
Um,
Did you happen to catch the documentary on Netflix with him
I
and
didn't see the
Misa?
documentary of him. No, but what I did see was where he took the chorus and he brought a fashion show into a parking lot in the projects. That was so dope to me.
Yeah, that was also in the documentary. So the documentary features Misa, which is Diddy's
Hmm.
Justin Combs' mother. Justin Combs' mother. You have Dapper Dan, you have Pierre Moss, and you have this other woman who was designing clothes back around the time of like the Wu-Tang era. I can't remember exactly what she designed, but she's also designing now. Just kind of like how they was breaking into the industry,
Hmm.
and just like what are the challenges that they face. Definitely Dapper Dan, going underground. Dapper Dan was dressing all the drug dealers from here to Atlanta.
Shout out to the
You know,
yeah. Shout out to the OG.
dressing up right, and then now he just finally got his just due because a lot of people started to rip off. what he started, which was the label everywhere, monogram everywhere. All of the rappers and anybody that was anybody had
Hmm.
Dapper Dan on. So if you get a chance, you should definitely watch the documentary. It was really, really good. Some
Yeah, I
black
gotta put that on my
stylists
bucket list.
haven't really gotten their flowers yet, and Dapper Dan and Misa is
Hmm.
just a few, and they're pioneers in the fashion industry. Definitely
Yeah,
pioneers.
shout out to
Uh,
Gap, man.
Misa is the one who brought this color hair thing that everybody is doing right now.
Mm.
So, with everything going on right now, how are you feeling? Like, we got a pandemic happening, we got systematic racism happening, we have all kinds of things happening. Like, at this moment, do you feel like you're being affected creatively? Do you feel like you need to do more? What is it? What is that
I
like?
I think it's hard to talk about because I got a young son. All my kids are black. You know what I'm saying? To raise kids in this world, the importance of fashion is kind of like at the back burner right now.
Hmm.
Especially with like people just dying, we getting slaughtered in the streets. Like that should be the main focus right now. It shouldn't really be like garments and shit. But life does have to go on. But with everything going on, it's like I don't want to be caught up in the I'm designing for statements and comment pieces.
Okay.
I don't because it might be hard to kind of like get out of that lane. But I do have
Hmm.
influences coming out that's more trendy with little comments on it to make you feel it and notice like this is a black designer. And what I could say is I think black designers should know their worth now more than anything as we align ourselves with these white companies that really need us more than we need them because we know the temperature of the streets.
Hmm.
We like Gucci ain't made for us, but we make it look a
But we
certain
the
way.
biggest consumers. We are
The
the biggest
biggest,
consumers of everything.
the biggest, and it's disgusting because we could be flooding that same amount of money into black designers, which we should be doing.
Why do you feel like we don't support our own designers?
I think a lot of people are used to the head nod from the streets. They're looking for affirmation from their peers, with and scamming. Scamming made
Not scamming.
people, huh?
I
Say it
said
again.
not scamming. I said not scamming.
It, scamming made people be able to touch certain garments that they'll never be able to touch prior to that. So when you see the whole monogram everything and Dior everything, every high end brand gets one good summer. This year's Dior's, last year was Gucci, the year before that it was Louis Vuitton when Virgil came out. Every year they get one good hit, and then we're done with it because we oversaturated the market. But those houses never go nowhere because those are classical pieces amongst the white community. But we pillage and steal and mess up your credit and damn near risk our freedom just for the affirmation of our peers. When you could be bigging up the brand that's right down the block and it should be just as fly as the next,
Right.
you might make it in the same country. But it's the fact that they want the head nod, like, yo, I see you. That's that Dior. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy,
I think it
but
symbolizes wealth, though. You know what I mean? People always felt like you could have, and somebody said this. I'm gonna quote this person that said it. They said that when you buy, like people feel like labels define wealth. If you can afford all of the clothes that you have on, then you must have money. But also, a lot of people steal those clothes, and those people that are wearing those clothes didn't pay anything for it. So that doesn't mean that you're wealthy. You know what I mean? Like that just means that you just have on an
I used
expensive
to be,
label.
and sometimes a tacky person is just a tacky person. They could be monogram Louis. They could have on every fresh garment that's out right now. And if you just don't got it, you don't got it. You don't have the aura. That's what's missing in today's society is the aura. Like you knew back in the day before. I think the internet kind of messed up a lot for like fashion, especially in New York. You could tell
Why
a
you say
Harlem
that?
dude. You could tell a Bronx dude. You could tell. You used to be able to tell the region of where somebody came from with their garments alone. Like you seen a dude with Timberlands. He was kind of like a Brooklyn Queens dude. Nike
Hmm.
boots or Vasquez or something like that. He was an uptown Bronx cat. Um, you knew a Merm was up top, you off the rip. You wasn't seeing no Merms in Brooklyn. Tight ass. I'm just saying, Pradas was a
Brooklyn.
even
That was a Brooklyn
Pradas, the
thing.
shiny joints.
That was a Brooklyn
And what's
thing.
crazy is I'm a Brooklyn dude, but I was going to school with a lot of Harlem kids, so I had the Morris. So when I came, it was like, what's those?
Mm.
Like, it's the different feels for different regions, but we don't have that anymore. They got
Why do you
Atlanta
think we
dudes
always
dressing like
use?
they from Brooklyn. It's
That's
crazy.
another thing. A lot of things have blurred together because you can't tell where nobody's really from until, well, I don't know. Because I think a lot of people, even though a lot of people still wearing designer clothes, you can be from anywhere. It's all in how you style it. And I don't want to say anything for anybody down south. A lot of people down south could wear red bottoms, but it don't look the same. To me, it don't look. I know you're not from up here. I know you. I know where you from when you dressing with all them labels like that. I mean, it's just different. Fashion lines have blurred so much in between the
No, it's
years with
okay.
everything.
You don't gotta be politically correct. Like I love them dudes down south, but we y'all was not for the Reeboks. Like, you know what I'm saying? The white Reeboks. We know the region. And the reason they don't look good because they jeans don't lay a certain way. They either too tight or too big. If you're from New York, you got to be laid a certain way.
Somebody,
Just saying.
my brother in the comment section said New York used to be trendsetters. We be following now. I don't think so. I think we still trendsetters. I think New York gonna always be the fashion house trendsetters. For me personally,
I,
I don't see us following no trend. What trend are we following? From what
I think it's
region?
over.
You think
I
it's
think
over
LA
for
got a
us?
heavy influence on us because since we got all these skateboarders out here now, grungy, dirty look is a look. These kids don't even like when we left the house. We had to have our brush in our hand. Our hair had to be lined up. These kids go to the barber and put a sponge on their head. They don't even get lined up. I'll be confused. I'll be
Not sponge
confused.
answer, but I be confused. It might be where you at. See, we got that's Gen Z you talking about. Gen Z doesn't care. Gen Z is
But Gen
calling out
Z,
Gen Z is calling out all their family members at this point. So you can't ask them to be fashion trendsetters when they basically do barely washing. They barely washing at this point. Barely.
but the thing is, they are the ones that spend a lot of money because they hype these kids. It's
But they
weird.
spend a
It's
lot of but
weird.
on tech though, not on clothes. They don't care. My daughter, perfect example. This is what my daughter said. Me and her crossing the street. So my mom didn't raise me on labels like that because my mother always had this thing in her mind. Like I went to school in Harlem, of course. I never had advancing. I never had Sergio Valentes. I never had any of them. I never had the Vasquez boots. I remember me and my mother used to be going back and forth. I was like, yo, I just want advancing. I just want advancing so bad. My mother was like, no, because they cutting girls' faces open with them coats on and something's going to happen to
Right.
you. And I don't want nothing to happen to you on your way home from school. I was like, oh my God, I never had the Averex. I was like, oh my God, I just wanted. My mother said, why would you buy a $700 coat and be cold for the rest of the winter because I'm not buying you another coat if I buy you a $700 motorcycle jacket. I was like, I'm ready to catch this cold, mom. Really am ready to catch this cold like that. But she never dressed me like that at
You,
all.
you, you ready to catch that? You ready
I
to
was
catch
ready to
that
catch a
$150
cold.
too?
No, stop. Because a lot of girls got beat up in the train station and they got their coats robbed. My mother's like, I'm not about to put you in danger like that because you coming from uptown and you're going to be walking home by yourself from school. So I never had any type of labels. My mother was like, anybody that you see with a whole bunch of clothes, designer labels, you don't know how they living. You don't know where they live at. You don't know if that's the only
Yeah.
thing that they have. So you need to go ahead and put more into how you want to dress and how you want to look instead of what you wearing and who you wearing. So I tell my daughter, I said, Levi, you don't want to like spruce up a little bit? She was like, I don't really care about fashion. She said, but if it's a label, I'm with a label. I said, so you becoming a label whore at 11 years old? She was like, I mean, Ma, if it's Louis Vuitton, I'm gonna get Louis Vuitton. I said, oh my gosh, I already know my daughter gonna have the Louis Vuitton belt, Louis Vuitton pants, Louis Vuitton scarf, and a Louis Vuitton bag. She don't want to be stylish. She just want to wear the label. And I can't believe she said that because honestly, I don't dress her like that in here. She don't really care about style or fashion. She said that's not my thing. That's the Gen Z kids though. That's not her thing.
It's a new era. It's a new era. You know what I mean?
So how is it? Well, right now at this time where everything is at, so you was basically talking about like these white designers need us. They need us as
Mhm.
consumers, and they also need us to help design. They need black celebrities to promote their clothing. They need all of that because we make the big bucks. We're the biggest consumer. How important you think it
Yep.
is right now at this moment? Because I mean, you see what's happening in the NBA right now. Like teams is like, I'm not about to do this. You're not about to kill us in the street and then make us entertain you at the same time. Like you just can't get both. Y'all killing black people in the street, but white people don't have no problem with paying money to go ahead and see LeBron, well, God rest his soul, or Kobe at the time, you know what I'm saying, play basketball. How important right now is it at this moment that we continue to support black owned businesses, even after this is already done? Like once the
It's the
pandemic
it's the
lifts,
it should never stop from this point on. Because when we need it the most, because these
mm,
big fashion houses don't need the money. They already that's generational wealth already built on top of generational wealth. And I actually looked at the burning of Black Wall Street and the power that we did have at one point. We got to figure a way to try to rejuvenate that, and it's circulating the black dollar. That's the most important part right now, and it should never stop. Because what's stopping Rich Dress from being the next Louis Vuitton or big fashion house? Effort is there.
what's stopping
Like you
it?
say, I got 24 hours in a day, and I still support support to get because you actually need the most support to get the max amount of garments you could get out underneath a certain umbrella budget. And what people
Mm.
don't realize is if you don't really support, you can't overproduce because you sit on a lot of garments as well. So you got to know your clientele, know your following, and the best thing to do is to sell out. You can always reproduce, but to invest a heavy amount and then get stuck with a lot of garments, it becomes difficult to continue on to the next one. You can take losses, yeah, but substantial losses crumble a company.
So how are we gonna circulate this dollar? You here right now. How are we gonna circulate this dollar?
How about this? By the end of tonight, there'll be another 20% off of Rich Threads by using the code ICONIC.
Oh, I got a coupon. I got a coupon. Okay, so you
You know what I'm
20, what is it,
saying?
20%?
20% off. You go to
Okay.
richthreads.com. At checkout, you put in ICONIC, and we'll have 20% off. The code will be up by tonight before 12 a.m. It'll
Before
be up.
midnight.
Before
Okay, so then I
midnight,
mean I gotta pump it, and then we gotta all support whoever's on this live right now. We gotta support Rich Threads. Use Iconic as a coupon to get twenty
mhm,
percent
this
off. So it doesn't matter what they buy, just purchase an item to support.
anything. This would be like the pressure you put on the black community. So if they're really serious about, because a lot of
Right?
people talk, but we can see how serious we are about it. So just giving
When
everybody a
will the
dare.
code expire? When will the code expire?
We can do it. We can do it for a week,
From
from
Thursday to
today to next
Thursday.
Sunday.
To Sunday. That's a long day. I'm saying Thursday to Thursday. That's 7 days. You got 7 days to use it.
On Thursday to next Sunday, we can do
That's a long
exactly. Let's
time.
do it.
And how else can
Run it
we
up.
help support other black businesses? Because how do we rebuild Black Wall Street? What ideas do
Um,
you have?
you can stop going to the China man to go get your because we more creative than anybody anyway. I do think as black people we got to get our business right, our timing right, our appointments correct. So this is the whole umbrella. Like the
We
business
got a
owners as
lot
well
going on though.
have to do their part. It's all right, but you have to. But that's why people go to certain companies because of the professionalism. Nobody can ever say that they ordered something from me and they haven't gotten their garment, or it hasn't been communicated, or if they've ordered a certain abundance of items and no longer available, they get an email ASAP letting them know XYZ. The things ship out in 2 to 3 business days. So it's just professionalism on the business side as well. People respect professionalism.
I mean, I think, I don't know. Like, I guess sometimes, like, I have a black therapist, and sometimes you want to go to where you're more comfortable, but sometimes we blur the lines between professionalism, because I know that my therapist is probably not the most
Hmm.
professional me. She feels more like a sponsor, like someone like a sponsor, you know, like people that go to AA and they have a sponsor and they just need somebody to talk to, than the actual therapist that's giving me tools. Like, I feel like she's my sponsor more so than my therapist, kind of like giving me tools. And I feel like when we go to like a lot of businesses, once they see that you black, they give you like the homegirl treatment. Like, still deserve to be treated like a customer.
Nah, I don't do the. I don't.
You get the homegirl
Nah,
treatment. Like, people want to be
I think I
extra
treat
homegirl-ish
everybody
with
with the
you.
same.
Am I echoing
Nah, that
back?
it's never gonna work. It's never gonna work at the end. No, no, I hear you.
Oh, okay.
You breaking up a little bit though, like visually.
So, what is in the future for Rich Threads?
All right, right now we rolling out the 4 items, working on varsities, a couple of hoodies, a couple of sweaters, some cargo pants. Keeping it real basic, but real stylish. But in the future, we try to work on it this fall, but due to COVID and a little bit of the slowdowns as far as shipping, we're gonna bring out in the springtime. We're working on something called sustainable yarn. And
Okay.
sustainable yarn is plastic bottles and glass bottles broken down and spun back into cotton. So the efforts is to actually help the ecosystem,
Okay.
to use recycled bottles and get them off of beaches and sea life and things like this. So it's gonna be a special capsule geared towards helping the ecosystem.
That is great. Come on, save our ozone layer, please. It's definitely dying.
Yeah,
So, I'm gonna manifest
yeah,
something for you
man.
right
That's
now.
that's that's one of
Right
the
now, before I let you go, I'm gonna manifest
talk to
something
me.
for you right now. So, this time next year, you're gonna be full time. Full time. You're not gonna be working your
Mm,
job anymore. You're gonna be able to just basically go ahead and pay for your health insurance, pay for your
mhm.
dental insurance, and you and your 3 kids and your wife is gonna be straight. And we're gonna have this conversation again next year around this time to see if what I manifested and I put in the universe actually came to be true.
Okay, all right. We definitely tap back
This
in with that.
full time, because I feel like if you actually, and I know you putting as literally you're putting out lines, fall, spring, summer, with a full-time job, with a full-time family. I can't even imagine when you going to sleep or how you going to sleep, or if you sleeping,
I'm sleeping though. I'm getting my
if
sleep.
you if you sleeping. But I feel like once you take the leap of faith, with much support from the Black community, because we're definitely going to support you. I know I'm definitely going to continue to support you and buy your clothing and pump and promote it, that you're going to be able to kind of just throw yourself into this full time completely,
I appreciate that.
and join into other business ventures. So I want to say thank you for coming on. And we must mark this
Appreciate
day,
it, man.
because we're going to have this conversation again this time next year. I'm going to mark it on my calendar.
Definitely.
I'm gonna keep putting out all the good vibes for all my people out here that have their own businesses, small businesses, big businesses, or whatever, so that we can continue to grow our Black community. So I'm
I'm
gonna go
pulling
ahead and
up.
put that
I'm
out in the
pulling up.
universe.
We be able to be in the same
Oh
room
yeah,
by the next
yes, we're
interview.
gonna do it. Exactly. That's what I said. Next year, we're gonna be in a different space. A lot
Bottles
can
on me.
happen within a year. But yes, please bring the vibe, okay? Bring the
I
vibe next
got you.
time,
I
okay?
got you. I
So thank you
tried.
so
I
much for
tried.
coming. Everybody, please go to the website. The coupon code is called Iconic. I'm definitely gonna put it in the story, and we're gonna go from there, okay?
Before I get out of here, just make sure it's not the label, it's the aura.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on. Good night.
Peace. Later.
So, I got to announce the winner from the giveaway. So the winner of my free giveaway who paid attention, who listened, is Cater Love. She know who she is. Teresa, you won. I will DM you for your instructions on how you can go ahead and get your free giveaway. It's definitely a cash giveaway. She's the only one who read it. She's the one who tagged 5 of her friends. All 5 of her friends followed me back. So she paid attention. So she's definitely going to be able to get the free giveaway. So I'm going to do one every 5 episodes. So when I get to my 20th episode, I'm going to go ahead and do a bigger free giveaway with, I guess, a bigger free cash amount. I don't know how many people were affected by COVID. I thank God that I truly wasn't affected by the actual disease or, financially. So I'm going to go ahead and help and just give out what I can to those. Okay. So thank you guys for coming tonight. Again, I will be DMing you, Teresa, for your prize. Okay.